Welcome to Travelin Young. It's been a while. We've had a little bit of a break, but in the meantime, my parents have come. You can see this is the table talk table at my house here in Copenhagen. And here is my dad over here and my mom. And last time you saw them, I was in their dining room. Now you're in my dining room. And we've got some smørrebrød that came from Jesper. My dad and I went to Jesper over in Farum to pick this up, and we're going to try this. So you guys are going to try smørrebrød, as good as I can possibly say it, on this week's Travelin Young. Hey, here we are, and I'm super excited that my parents are here, and excited that instead of us having to try to recreate leverpostej like last time, we got the real thing. Are you excited about trying the real thing?
Yes, I am, and I happen to like a lot of liver, so
there you go.
I'm looking forward to it.
So on this plate, this assortment, we're going to begin with the salmon, and then we have shrimps with egg, then we have the leverpostej with ham, and then lastly we have roast beef. And we got some schnapps. Dad and I yesterday went to the Brosten brewery in Coop, and we got some Yule schnapps that you and I are going to have. Mom is unable to have alcohol at the moment.
Yes, unfortunately.
How'd you like the brewery?
Brewery was really good. Good atmosphere right on the water, and the beer was excellent, and the chili was terrific.
Oh, the chili was fantastic. Yes, the chili was one of the best chilies. I don't know how it's the chili I've eaten since living in Denmark. Chili con carne. So go to the Brosten brewery, have some beer, have some chili. Very good atmosphere on the water. And all right, so I'm going to cut into this salmon one and put a little bit on each of our plates. Maybe a little bit of tomato.
I just want to say too that the food here, the presentation is so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Everything is like a little work of art.
Okay, so you don't have to eat the whole thing. Just, as much as you want, or as little. It's up to you. Just take a taste. I'm not a big fan, by the way, of smoked salmon like this, but I'll eat it because I said I would eat everything I'm making you guys taste. So it has cucumber, salmon. Of course, it's on top of a piece of bread. A little tomato. You got some lettuce. How do you like it?
I like it.
Yeah?
And I like this bread.
Very good.
Yeah? They say that the schnapps helps the fish swim.
Oh, well, okay.
Skål.
Well,
This is really good. Schnapps.
that's the Yule.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, those.
Yep, exactly. It's the Yule schnapps from Brosten, which we tasted it yesterday while we were there. We tasted a few. They were very nice, and let us taste a few.
Try the vanilla if you picked up some.
Vanilla was, and they had a chocolate one that was also good. Those were liqueurs. Now we have eggs and shrimp, and this is one that we recreated actually at your house once. You remember?
That was my favorite.
Yes.
So it's like mayonnaise, egg, shrimp, cucumber, some dill, tomato on some of ours, some lettuce, and of course the bread like normal. This is my favorite. Let's go for it. So you remember that last time you were wondering about the North Sea shrimp and why they were so small, and it had to do with the temperature. Is that what the final... Now you actually get North Sea shrimp because we're here.
Yeah,
think-
because all the shrimp you buy back home is really
Yeah.
large shrimp.
Now, I guess it was probably 2 years ago we shot that other video, so you may not have all the memories of this from last time, but how do you like the authentic one?
Well, it's very good. It's got a lot of mayonnaise. It disguises, covers up a little bit of the shrimp. But
How do you like this one, Mom?
It's very good. Once again, I like the bread.
You like the bread?
I
We have
really
to send
like
you
that
home with a
bread.
loaf. I think the first time I brought a loaf with me. I think I brought a loaf with me, and then what happened was I had to find a loaf when we made the Liverpool-style stuff.
And we had to search for the closest we could find.
Yeah, but I think when we did this the very first time, I brought a loaf of this bread with me. So you had the real bread because we couldn't actually get it anywhere. All right, so far 2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so these are what are called luxus, which is like luxury, in that if somebody makes this at home, they're not gonna have quite as many toppings as this, but when you have like special occasions and special things, like a big cake for lunch or something, you're gonna have, you know, a lot more piled on and a lot of different tastes.
Well, I noticed when I picked it up, there were four in the box, and it was heavy. It's surprisingly how heavy it was. There was a lot of food there.
Yeah, quite a bit. Alrighty. The next one I'm going to slice into now is the liverpastei, which is bread, lettuce, liverpastei, some ham, some tomato, some onion, pepper, these sprouts. I mean, there's a lot of things on this one as well.
So you don't have the schnapps after the shrimp?
Oh, we can. Would you like to have schnapps after the shrimp?
I just didn't want to break any rules.
No. I'm sure I'd break every rule. The pronunciation rule first. Skål.
Skål. Okay.
Oh.
I'm dubious about this one,
Yeah.
but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, he these are very thick pieces of liverpastei.
The liver is more solid than what you had made back home was mushier.
So now you've got the real thing, not the one that we tried to make at your house. How does this? You like it?
Mm-hmm.
I like it too.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still not a big
I
fan.
still have that image of you cooking it with Ed.
Who can get that out of your mind?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tell Eddie I got the real deal.
Yeah. And I bought an extra little thing just for if you want more while you're here. I think when we made it at your house, it was a very thin layer
Yes.
that we just spread on. This is like as thick as a slice of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Is this better than the liver stuff you would have had growing up?
I do like fried liver and onions.
So what is your favorite thing about Denmark so far since you've been here? What is it that you think is the most interesting?
Everywhere we've been, the people we have met, the shopkeepers, people on the street, people hear us talking while walking on the street, where we're asking each other, what is that? They stop and help you. All of them very friendly, very kind. And they're all physically fit, too. That's another
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, bikes and walking everywhere. Well, this what he's mentioning is we were downtown near Affiliaplatz in Copenhagen, going to Nyhavn, and there's this past Amalienborg. There's the Maersk building that's now currently covered in this white stuff that they're doing construction in the building, and mom and dad were asking what that was, and I didn't know. And somebody just walking by just stopped and said, "Oh, well, that's the Maersk building, and they're doing a bunch of construction, and they've covered the entire building so that you can't see all the construction stuff from the outside, partially because the Queen has a view of that from her house." But it was just a random person that stopped and spent 5 minutes explaining it to us. It was super nice. He didn't have to do that. He could have kept walking.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you've seen why it's a very tourist-friendly city for sure. And the fact that everybody speaks English so well, it's easy to talk to folks here.
Jesper,
Yeah.
the butcher who prepared this, very friendly. Asked about us. Asked if we'd been here before. The lady, your groupie follower.
Well, we were at a place in Koo. I'll put a link in this video of Santa's And she, we met her a couple years ago, and I never made it to her shop. She has like a dessert bakery, and she was super nice. Didn't even know I was going to be there. We just showed up, and
You couldn't walk away from her without feeling happy. She was just laughing the whole time, and very pleasant person.
yeah. You weren't there with us. You were here.
No,
What
I
is
was
your favorite thing about Denmark so far?
Well, I've enjoyed seeing everything, but also I'm impressed with how Denmark has been so good about, the fact that I temporarily can't walk as well as I could, and they have everything available for you to get around. And
Yeah, so we went to Frederiksborg a lot, and Mom can't walk a ton, and so they actually have wheelchairs there that you can borrow. And so she borrowed a wheelchair, and it's very wheelchair accessible, so we were able to look at the whole castle. There was only a couple places she had to walk a little bit because there's steps into the Great Hall, but it was a very nice experience, and nice that they had the wheelchair for you to see,
yeah,
and made it so much easier. There's a few other places we'll go to that also have a similar situation to make it easier for you.
and I wasn't expecting to have this problem
When you booked it a while ago,
when
yeah.
we set up this whole trip. And it's only temporary, so if I come back next time.
When you come back next time, they've already talked about wanting to go on a cruise to Norway from here.
Was it the Great Hall where we left the wheelchair below, took a couple of steps, and
There was another one.
Another wheelchair, yeah.
So when we got in there was another one for when you're in the Great Hall, because you can't bring a wheelchair into it. So
Well,
she
you
just had to
can't
go
go
up
up
a
the
few
steps.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah. The only hard part is walking with my cane on the cobblestone sidewalks and things.
Yeah.
The other thing is it's I have to keep reminding myself that the bicyclists are
Oh, yeah.
up and down the side, next to the sidewalk. So I interfered with their line of traffic there a few times, but I didn't get run over.
Yeah, it's very quick to hear bells. Ring, ring.
But the people were even there where I was basically breaking the rules. They were still friendly, unlike Germany. But
You may have just made a few more skull.
cool.
Well, so today currently is Friday, and you arrived here Monday. And we immediately got moving, so you wouldn't fall asleep.
He kept us awake all, till 10 or 11.
Yeah, the first day. And today's Friday, and then on Sunday, we're going to fly to Italy, and that will be a separate thing where we take Mom to the town where her father, my grandfather, was born, which Maya and I went to last year. We'll be there for a few days, and we'll come back, and you'll have one full day here after we get back before you fly back to the U.S. So a couple more days at Denmark, and then one day at the end of the trip.
And the first place he brought me was the Lakritz store.
Yes, we went to Bagsverd Lakrids.
So I could see all the different kinds of licorice.
Yeah, she got some Bagsverd Lakrids, which was something to take home.
Yes.
And you've been eating here. Okay, I will start cutting this one. This last one is roast beef, which is basically roast beef, lettuce, horseradish, tomato, pickles. These are orange peels and other random green things. So what's interesting about these when there's so many things on it is all the flavors are meant to, kind of complement each other, even though they contrast each other a little bit. It's an interesting.
So that's how they pick what they're going to put on top.
Yeah.
Some of it's crunchy.
Yeah, like these onions. I'm impressed you have eaten all of this. Yeah. I remember you were like reluctant and skeptical on the leverpastei, but you went all in. Yeah.
It was good.
You got a very lettuce heavy situation on
I
your
know.
plate.
That's okay. It's healthy for you.
There you go. So there's like so many different kinds of these. There's also like different kinds of deli meats, but then the pickled herring, which we couldn't get pickled herring, but also there's like a whitefish, like a fried whitefish that's pretty good. Plaice. I mean, there's so many different varieties of these kinds of sandwiches. You can go to stores and see just like, stacks of different ones. But I tried to get 4 core ones so that you can kind of experience what the common that you'll find anywhere.
I enjoyed every
Yeah.
single one of them.
Ah,
And one of these would be nice for a nice light lunch.
well,
If you're, working or something and you have a short time for lunch.
that's a common thing that people have for lunch is they'll not have it quite this decorated, but have
Yeah.
like the bread and then butter and then put meat or some kind of something on top of it and make something quick. And that's it. When Maya was in after school, they actually did that for dinner. They had a chef that was there in the daytime for lunches, so they had a more, nicer lunch. But then the dinner was basically this kind of. They had these things sitting around, and you could just make your own sandwich. And when I was at my first job here, this was always it. They had a main thing, and then this kind of stuff you can make on the side, just in case you didn't like the main thing. You could always have some kind of deli meat on bread or something.
And this is a lot healthier than, grabbing a burger and fries like they do in the States.
Now, anything else you want to share before we say goodbye?
I want you to share some more.
Oh. So you've adopted to the schnapps thing quite well.
Yeah.
School?
Cool.
Sorry, yeah, you need to have some more home so you can try some later.
Yeah.
This one is particularly good. There's like always like spices you can taste, Christmas spices along with the.
Yeah.
I thought this was the
nice
most.
to have at Christmas, Bob.
I thought this was the most flavorful of the couple that we tasted. I mean, there's these liqueur ones that are really good that are sweet. This isn't super sweet, but it's got these just nice, and a lot of there's some variations of some of these things are also a part of Christmas meals, like pickled herring is something you have at Christmas.
Yeah.
Liver pastai is something that's part of a Christmas meal. So there's parts of these elements that are in the Christmas meal, so it makes sense that it would work pretty well.
And Brostein Brewery bottles that.
Yeah.
They make it there.
They make it there, yeah, exactly. They make it's a distillery / brewery, and this was they had a whole they had like 10 different kinds, I feel.
Easy.
And then the liqueurs
And
besides all the beers.
And whiskeys too.
Yeah, they had the whiskeys, yeah.
Smoked and non-smoked.
Yeah, because apparently the brothers have different opinions on what they like. She said
Yeah.
one likes smoked, one likes non-smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'd never been to the brewery before, but I've had the Brostein beer because you can get it at typically grocery stores. But I'd never been to the brewery. It was nice. I liked the space. We had a good lunch, and then we tried schnapps and brought it with us afterwards. It was a nice afternoon before we went to walk around the town. Good day. Today's the first rainy day since you've been here.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
Yes.
But we relaxed, having some small bro. And I'm sure everybody's going to correct that I'm saying it wrong. And then I'm smoking some barbecue for later this evening. That's out in the smoker.
And is today when we go to Tivoli?
No, we're going to do that when we get back from Italy.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to Tivoli. We're going to take a Hey Captain boat trip. We still got plans, but anything else you want to say before we say goodbye? You'll have another chance to be on video. This isn't the only time because I don't know if what's going to be shown first, this or me, my dad, and Peter drinking, but that will happen. I don't know the sequential order that these will appear, but
In case I have too much schnapps or
beer. Yeah.
I would like to say thank you, Denmark, for your hospitality.
Yes.
Thank you for you guys. I'm thanking you for coming, and thank you for making my parents feel welcome. That will only encourage them, hopefully, to come back again and see more.
Yes.
Because we got to go to Jutland. You got to come back and have enough time to go to Jutland next time.
Next time.
All right, so here we are, my American parents trying authentic Danish Smørrebrød here in Denmark. Not something I tried to recreate in America, but right here on Danish soil.
Yes.
And that's it. We'll say goodbye.
The real thing.
The real thing. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.